Yeah, pro, great college player, got better every year. And Coach Self and Norman, these guys get a lot of credit for great recruiting. But what probably goes without notice how good of coaches they are. This is a place that has one and dones and those kind of things. But the bottom line, you look at the 4-year players, they get better. He's a tough guard, and when he he hit the 3 shot tonight. When he goes 3 for 4 and then Graham goes 4 for 8, it's tough. I didn't like our team defense tonight. I didn't think we took anything away from Kansas, but give Kansas credit. It wasn't necessarily that our guys weren't competing. It was that I thought Kansas played great tonight. When their best shooters make shots like that, and we couldn't get to the free throw line on the other end, which is a whole other issue. It's just a really challenging game for us. Give Kansas a lot of credit.
Go to the gentleman in the back right.
They finally got you with the last run, but how proud of you were that your team did come back at least 5 or 6 times when it looked like maybe the game was starting to slip away.
Yeah, no doubt. So Kansas plays in streaks, runs. A lot of teams have come in this building over the years, and you play with them for 32 minutes, but they run you off the floor for 8 minutes, and you get on a bus and get a sandwich. And today, the things that stick out to me is we cut it to 3 points with about 2 minutes left in the first half. It's a real objective to me to try to win those last couple of minutes. Like, if you're down 6, go to the locker room down 6. If you're up 1, go to the locker room up 1. So we called the timeout, which we normally use for the last second shot, and just, begged our guys. Then we unraveled. But give Kansas a lot of credit. Our best 2 ball handlers, Devin and Keenan, had turnovers, and then Anthony Livingston got the technical foul, and I didn't see what happened there. So I have to watch the film, but that's not like us. We're a team that doesn't get technical, so I'll have to check out what happened there. But Kansas had a great end to the game. Then I think give us some credit because we got back in the game. We cut it to 5 or 6. We have our best free throw shooter, Aaron Ross, on the free throw line for a 1-and-1. I think it was our first free throw of the game, which is a whole other question. But we missed that, and then it just unravels again. But, again, not necessarily what we did bad. Give a good team with a great coach credit, I think, is what Kansas did more than what we didn't do.
Go to the gentleman here in the front left.
What were your impressions of Kansas defensively? Did their guys take you out at anything that you're wanting to do?
Yeah, I knew that we were going to play against an inspired Kansas team. I mean, as a competitor, I would have much rather Kansas played better against Kansas State and at TCU. So I knew what I was getting into. I know Coach Self and I know Norm, and I can just imagine what their practice has been like the last couple of days. So we did everything we could with our players to explain you're about to play not only against a great team, but you're about to play against a team that's motivated to play great defense. And I thought they just took us out of a lot of our stuff. The first pass on our offense was difficult tonight. They changed up their ball screen coverages on our shooters. So give them a lot of credit for how they played defense tonight.
Go to the gentleman in the front right.
Coach, your team, obviously you faced West Virginia Tuesday night, saw Kansas tonight. What do you think is the difference between those 2 teams that you've seen?
Yeah, 2 different styles of play, but 2 great coaches, 2 teams that are definitely in the fight to win it this year. I think with Kansas, I've just been so impressed with the different styles this year. They still have the 2 game, throw it inside, make you foul them. But then now they have this whole other, world of dribble handoffs and ball screens and spreading the floor. So just a sign of a Hall of Fame coach that he adjusts to his talent, a sign of really good players. But I put West Virginia in that same category too. I think both those teams could play well into March, and both those teams could play on Monday night.
Go to Adam in the back.
Coach, you touched on it a minute ago, but just Aaron Ross, kind of the senior, in the second half, just willing you and keeping you kind of in the game and his performance overall.
Yeah, I think Ross on the offensive side of the floor played great tonight, made shots, hit them, stayed poised for the most part. I think him and I both agree that defensively he had some real lapses, but we got shot makers. It's going to be difficult for us to beat a team like Kansas with Anthony Livingston not making shots tonight. But I thought Ross did his job offensively, but he's got a ways to go on the defensive end to help us.
Got this gentleman right here in the front row.
Coach, pretty killer schedule here so far for the Big 12.
You think?
How do you feel about where you have this program already and kind of the job you inherited here?
Well, on the schedule, Coach Self asked me right after the game, who do you play next? And I was like, I think Golden State Warriors, So, I don't think much about myself. I tell you what our players have done. They've done a good job adjusting to a new style of play and a new process. ultimate respect for Coach Tubby Smith and the program he had in the past, but our guys have kind of put their own stamp on it. So we want to try to be a part of the fight. You know, we tell the guys all the time, it's an 18-round fight. You want to give yourself a chance every night. We gave ourselves a chance against Iowa State. We beat West Virginia. And then in a lot of ways, we gave ourselves a chance here. You know, again, 5-6 points. We're also on the free throw line. Just not tough enough or good enough right now to finish it, but we will. We're not into moral victories. You know, we intend to be a part of the fight.
Anything else for Coach before we let him go? This gentleman, and we'll wrap it up.
Did you do anything different you got a bunch of good looks from three-point range the first 12, 14 minutes of the second half. Did you do anything to change it up and create that?
In the second half, we did. Yeah, we try. You know, when you get to the locker room at halftime, you got no free throws. You know, that's what the hell's going on. So we wanted to drive the ball more. I think when we drove the ball more offensively in the second half, it led to better three-point shots from where I was sitting. But we got some decent looks. But give Kansas a lot of credit. You know, again, I just don't feel like we took anything away from them tonight. Their best scorers got their numbers, and then I thought they took some things away from us, and that was really the game. I can answer one more. Matt's trying to get the water break.
Appreciate it. No, just wondering. Obviously, you're going to play Kansas at home. What do you think you need to do? You know, the second time around when you play them. Obviously, your home crowd will play a big part of that.
Yeah, we just got to continue to get better as a team. You know, in this 18-round fight, but specifically with Kansas. I mean, the next time we play them, you know, I'd like to try to take something away from them because defensively, I just felt like they had us on our heels all night long, and then offensively, this is going to be a real coaching genius here. But we got to make shots. You know, to beat a good team, you got to make shots. And tonight we had some good ones. We just didn't make them.